everyone, before this video gets started, if you were an Uber driver and you forgot to use a referral code when you signed up, you can still apply my referral code to receive a bonus of up to $1,000. It might be $500, it might be $100, but it's still better than nothing. So once again, if you were an Uber driver and you forgot to use a referral code, then follow the directions in the description below. Hi guys, my name is Crystal and welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. Today I'm going to be talking about my earnings again and what I make driving in LA. But before I get into this video, please give it a thumbs up and that will help us so much. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel to get more videos on Uber and Lyft. Now, let's get into driving in LA. Okay, and what I make. So, I have said in other videos, I average at about $20 an hour driving in Los Angeles, and sometimes that fluctuates. It could be $17 an hour or it could be $25 an hour. So I'm gonna send a screenshot to insert into this video, and in that screenshot I worked 30 hours and it came out to overall working for 30 hours, I made $25 an hour. So that was a pretty good week. But typically in Los Angeles, I'm making $20. Anyway, so here are some helpful tips also of driving in Los Angeles. I highly recommend going to one of the Uber green light stations and taking the LAX quiz. So it's a really simple procedure. You go in, you read about driving at LAX, and then you take a little quiz, and then they print out a little placard for you. So you have that, you have to put it in your window, because if you're at LAX and you do not have that and you're doing rideshare, you can get a ticket for that or a fine. And so you do want to have that to be able to drive at LAX. And the good thing about LAX too, if it's slow in the city, you can always go to the LAX waiting lot C and sit there in the queue, and it can take anywhere from 5 minutes to like 30 minutes to get a passenger from LAX. So once you get that placard from the Uber green light station, that will tell you exactly what to do. So maybe that will be a whole separate video of driving at LAX, but I highly recommend getting that. Also, okay, another tip for driving in Los Angeles is take some snacks with you. So have some snacks ready in your purse or in a bag or something so you can eat throughout the day. Some people like to go straight through the whole day and work for 8 to 12 hours and drive. I mean, you're gonna get hungry and sometimes you don't want to stop. So have like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in your bag, or like, I don't know, crackers, Ritz crackers, whatever you can get to like fill your stomach throughout the day. I highly recommend that, because parking isn't always easy in LA. And it's a hassle too, to park your vehicle, then go get food. And sometimes food in certain areas of the city, it can be really expensive. Just if you want to get like a taco or something, you can be paying $5 for that taco. And say you want like 3 of them, that's gonna be like a $15 meal. And sometimes it's just a waste of money to eat out. So I recommend making sandwiches or whatever and having them in your car with you. Peanut butter is always good because it doesn't need to be in the fridge or anything like that. So it's another tip for you. And also, okay, so in the evening, if you're picking up people in the evening, like after work hours, I really recommend playing classical music. My favorite station is on Pandora. It's called Canon in D. That's actually the name of the song. However, Pandora gets a bunch of other songs and similar to that one, and it's really relaxing music. I bet you, if you play classical music after people get off work, maybe like 3 out of 10 people will comment or thank you for playing that music. I hear it all the time. Some people will just tell me like, thank you for playing that. That was just really relaxing for my ride. Or some people just really like the station. They'll ask you like, what station are you playing? Because it's really nice music. And it's always nice to just hear classical music and kind of rest your mind. LA can be pretty hectic and it can be stressful. for the driver and for just people trying to get around. So try that out. Play classical music in your car. Another tip for driving in LA is communicate with traffic. And what I mean is using your signals. A lot of people switch lanes or try to make a left turn on a two-way street and stuff, and they're not even using their signal. Like, come on. People are willing to help you get in and get to where you're going, or they'll like make a break for you if you're trying to go straight or make a left turn onto oncoming traffic. But just be sure you're communicating that with them. Like, use your signal, and even if they let you in and stuff, just by like putting up your hand like thank you, that's always like nice to see, for the other driver to see that, and also for your passengers to know, like, you know what you're doing, you have a handle of like traffic, and that you're communicating with other drivers, you're actually paying attention to the road. It actually it helps, it just helps out. It just makes your passenger feel a little better too, like, this girl knows what she's doing. Okay, so another tip, or really just something that you should know when driving in LA, is that rush hour starts at 3:30. It doesn't start at 5 when everybody's off work. It starts well ahead of that at 3:30 p.m. and usually lasts until 7 p.m. So just keep that in mind. Not like it's really your fault if somebody is rushing or late to something, but just keep that in mind. Rush hour starts at 3:30. Also, that means that the 405 is going to be pretty congested, the 10 is going to be really congested, the 101 is going to be congested, because traffic is just building up. So 3:30 to 7, rush hour. Also, another tip for you, do not get stressed when your passengers get stressed out. Recently, I had some lady in my car, and she was going to a meeting, and it was like an AA meeting or something, and she was so upset that she was gonna be late. Like, she was really rude about it. She was telling like her friend, who was also in the car, like, oh God, I'm gonna be late, I'm gonna have to take this meeting over again. And you know, she got into my vehicle at like 3:20, and rush hour starts at 3:30. So what she thought was going to be a 15-minute ride ended up being like a 40-minute ride. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, don't stress out because your passengers didn't plan ahead of time. And so when they start doing that too, and they're like, I mean, it's not your fault. They might try to blame you or want you to go faster. You can't go any faster in rush hour or in traffic. You can't, there's no way that you can move faster than the car ahead of you. So it's really not your fault. Don't stress. Just remember that this is their doing and they're just projecting on you. Don't stress out about it. And kindly suggest to them for the future use, like, why don't you use Waze? So you can plan out your day using Waze. Waze has the option to enter your destination, and then you choose the time that you want to arrive, and it will tell you what time you should leave your house or location to get to your destination. So, you know, suggest that to them. Maybe they don't know that there's that tool for them, you know, because like, they need to get their life together, and you're just trying to help them get from point A to point B. So don't stress with them. Oh, another one in Los Angeles, since it's not easy to get around all the time, always check your back seat for items that your passengers may leave in your car. There have been a few times that people have left stuff in my car, and I had to go all the way back across LA to drop it off to them, which is really annoying, and you only get $15 to return the item. I mean, that's something, but still, like, it would just be easier if you check your vehicle and you see the item there, and you just kind of like call out to them, let them know, like, hey, you left something in my car. Another time, a passenger left a wad of cash in my car, and luckily I pulled over to the side to eat, and so I didn't pick up any other passengers. The wad of cash was like underneath my driver's seat, so I wouldn't have seen it, and I'm sure if I picked up somebody else, they probably would have taken the cash. So I mean, stuff like that, just check your vehicle, double check it. Also, surges in Los Angeles happen in the morning, like 7:30 to 9:30, and then again later in the day, like around like 5 and 6 p.m. So West LA, which is like Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, and West Hollywood, there's always a surge in the morning, okay, like starting around 7:30 to 9:30. And then at night, West Hollywood definitely has a surge around 5 and 6. So look out for that if you really want to get to the areas that have a lot of riders. And one last thing is watch for pedestrians, because not all crosswalks have those flashing lights for you to show you that somebody's crossing. So just be sure, if you see the yellow sign for pedestrians to cross, be sure if there's a pedestrian waiting there, always stop for them. Always stop for them. So those are all my tips for driving Los Angeles, and there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, my name is Crystal, and this has been another episode of the Rideshare Hub. Thanks. Bye.